Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So in this video, we're just going to have a look at a recent telephone call that was released of Stephan Sterns, sinister Stephan Sterns, talking to his parents from prison. So Stephan Sterns, of course, for anybody who doesn't know, is the, can we say stepfather? Not really. Is the ex-partner or the one-time partner of Jen Soto, the mother of Madeline Soto, who is the 13-year-old girl, celebrated her 13th birthday this year, back in February, and then disappeared, and then unfortunately was found deceased. And it transpires that, well, the police have arrested and charged Stephan Sterns for not only her murder, which, you know, not only sounds is bad enough, of course, but it turns out he had hundreds and hundreds of images of Madeline on his phone, videos, photos, compromising positions, looking like she maybe was drugged or asleep while he was actually abusing her. So he was arrested for this offence, or for these offences, and then a couple of days later Madeline's body was found not far away, and seemed to take a long time, didn't it, to charge him with actual red rum. Seemed to take a little while, that, but I think they were just getting all their ducks into a row, getting everything, you know, sorted. They had the evidence against him. He was already in prison for the other offences. So they had, you know, they didn't have to rush to sort of hastily throw together murder charges against him. They had all the time in the world to get their charges established, and that's what they did. So he is now arrested for that as well, or been charged with that, and he's got his trials coming up. First of all, the trial for the sort of the pornographic images, etc., that he's got on his phone, or that he had on his phone. And then after that trial, so by the time he goes to his trial for murder, if he's found guilty in the other trial, he will be when he's tried for murder, he will be a convicted P. You know, so I don't know how that'll affect. Anyway, he's probably looking at the death penalty, Stephan Sterns. He even if he doesn't get found guilty of murder, just the other offences under Florida law, because this is all going on in Florida in the United States, under Florida law, he could receive the death penalty for that as well. So there you go. So Stephan Sterns, he's not coming out of prison, let's put it that way, except in a box. You know, he just isn't. Well, presuming that he'll be found guilty, but I think he'll find it very difficult to get away with those charges that he's got because of all this evidence that they've got on it from his telephone. And that's only the evidence we know about. So we're at the disclosure phase of the trial. So a lot of information is coming out. You know, the actual trials themselves aren't till next year, but, you know, the defence is preparing its defence. So a lot of information's been released. There's loads of it. I still haven't gone through all the information I was sent the last time, but now there's more information come out. It's not very pleasant reading. It's not very pleasant thing to go through, you know, when you see what Madeline suffered, you know, in her short life. certainly for the last sort of 5-6 years of her life, she was being abused, maybe being drugged as well. All this, I suppose, will come out in the trials. Anyway, what I want to go through today is there's a telephone call has been released, a telephone call between Stephan and his parents, Chris and Deborah Sterns. And, the jury's a bit out on them, aren't they? They, we listened to their sort of interviews. They seem to be more concerned about getting their car back, the car that he transported little Madeline's dead body in. They want it back because it's their poodle ambulance. They seem more concerned about that than they were about Madeline, and more concerned about how he'd lied to them, rather than what he'd actually done to Madeline. And Madeline at some point in time was, to all intents and purposes, their step-granddaughter. They said that she called Stephan Dad. So at some point, she was literally their step-granddaughter. And, the concern they showed for Madeline was zero. They blame everything on Jen, which I know a lot of people, have got to take a dim view on Jen. Depends which way some people think she was actually complicit in the abuse. Other people think she's just, daft, basically, or just so up her own, in her own world, and all the things that are going on with her and her medication that she just didn't even notice. Or, of course, there are thoughts that he may have been drugging her as well, possibly drugging her as well, or giving her double medication, etc., so that she didn't know what day it was half the time. So it's a horrible case. But at the end of the day, the person who did these, the person we know did these terrible things because of the actual videos that he had on his phone. How's he going to explain that away? I wonder. But anyway, I expect he'll have a go. We know that Stephan Sterns definitely did things to Madeline because all the information, all the evidence is right there on his phone. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to listen to this phone call that he made to his parents from prison and see, just as usual, all he cares about is himself as well. He's such a pathetic man. Oh my God, what did Jen ever see in him? Sometimes what is it just so important to have a man, even though such a drip as him and such a horrible man as him, just better than not having any man at all. I just don't get this at all. Anyway, so first of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing my videos. Special thank you to my members. Tomorrow night is Members Live. So if you want to join in that, I think we'll be talking about the Delphi murder. I haven't, managed to update on the Delphi murders because, just haven't had time. But I think I'll be doing that tomorrow night in the Members Live. I want to thank everybody who's bought me a Ko-fi or a super sticker or PayPal'd me or sent me nice emails, sent me a nice message. Oh, and I've had some lovely emails as well. People seem to like this format. As I was explaining in the video from earlier, I'm on this free StreamYard now. I'm looking for another streaming service because StreamYard have put their, why did they have to do that? I was just getting the hang of StreamYard, quite enjoying doing it, and then they quadrupled their price for some unknown reason. So I'm looking for another one, but I'll find one. And until then, this is fine. I know people seem to like this the circle type whatever, so thank you for those of you that contacted me and told me that. Thank you so much. Anyway, let me say hello to everyone, and then we're going to listen to this phone call. And you probably hear me ranting because I haven't listened to all of it. I've listened to bits of it, and it just it make you angry, because he does make you angry. He's such a pathetic man, isn't he? And he's listening to his parents talking to him. They must think. I mean, I can't decide if I feel sorry for his parents or not. I do feel sorry for them, because it must be awful to find out. I mean, he's nearly 40 years old. To find out that he's been abusing this girl for at least 5 years, and now he's even charged with murdering her. That's difficult for his parents, isn't it? I would imagine. But their attitude is really, it makes you hold back from feeling sorry for them a bit, because they're just so concerned about themselves. He's lied to them. It's not about what he's done to them. It's about what he's done to Madeline. They as well, they didn't even mention Madeline's name. Madeline's name doesn't even come into it. It's so annoying. Now, unfortunately, I can't put a logo. Normally, I would have a picture of Madeline up in the corner, but I can't do it now on this StreamYard thing. But, our priority is Madeline, isn't it? Not Stephan Sterns, and not Stephan Sterns' parents. It's not about them. It's about what happened to Madeline. Okay, I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hi, Lorna. Hi, David. Hi, Angel Alfie. Hi, Jean in Somerset. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Rabbit Man. Hi, Mello. Hi, Heather. Yeah, David, it's... you can't have everything, Heather. You can't see the dog. No, maybe I'll have to find another format where you can see the dog as well. Maybe I could have the dogs in little circles around as well. It's great, isn't it, when people prefer to see the dogs? Prefer to see the dogs and see me. Okay, so let's have a listen to this phone call. So as I say, you probably will get. Now, this call has been released to everybody. I'm going to play it from a news channel. It's on quite a lot of YouTube channels, but it's been released by the district. It's been released by the district attorney's office. We are going to listen to it from Fox News, but it's on most channels at the moment. So credit to Fox News.
Before you left for
let me just to the beginning.
Kissimmee.
So as you can see, I had listened to about half of it, but I haven't listened to the whole thing.
I'm there with you. Yeah.
Well, let me get back to the beginning. Now, my own personal theory is that Stephan's parents must be over the moon that Stephan's in prison now, because they don't have to support him anymore. They don't have to deal with his crap anymore. They can clear out his room. I expect his room has been cleared out, which was supposed to be a mess. They can just get on with their lives now, not have to worry about Stephan. They've had to worry about Stephan all his life, more than, of course you do worry about your kids, but they've had to worry about Stephan more than normal. Because he's been just so sort of weird, hasn't he? Hang on, what am I doing here? Oh, I've gone completely off the screen now. Let me see. There you go. So you need to see the doggies another time. So yeah, they'll probably be glad to see the back of him. I'm sure they love him because he's their son at the end of the day. You love your kids even though they're a pain in the ass, don't you? But you know, even if they're a pain in the ass, I should say. But I honestly think that I expect they are glad to not have to deal with his rubbish anymore. He's been stealing money from them. He's been lying to them. They've been giving him money. They've been supporting him. They've been bailing him out of problems all his life. They cannot bail him out of this one. He can't be bailed out of this, but that must feel quite liberating for them because they don't have to you know, just deal with his crap anymore, basically. And they've got, you know, they haven't got to, it's not like they're saying, no, we're not dealing with your crap because we don't feel like it. They can't deal with his crap anymore because he's in prison. I expect they feel grateful for that. Honestly, I really do. Because they certainly didn't show any concern for Madeline. Hi, Laurie. So let's have a look.
Where the hell you been?
I've been trying to call. They've had us on lockdown so often. Every time I've asked them, we've been on a code-5 lockdown.
So the very first thing that Chris Stearns says to him is, where the hell have you been? Well, I think it's pretty obvious where he's been. I mean, he's, he's not been like on holiday or whatever. He's in the prison. So he must have not, I bet Stephan, 100%, he's the person, the type of son that his parents only hear from when he wants something. You know, there'll have been many times perhaps when they'll have wanted to contact him or wanted to know something about it from him and nothing. But then when he wants something, when he needs something, that's what this phone call will be about. He'll be asking for money. I think he does ask for money. So you think, what does he need money for in prison? But who knows? But yeah, I bet Stephan's always been that type of son that you only hear from when he wants something, and apart from that, you never hear from him.
Okay.
Which means I've been unable to call. I've been trying to call all weekend too.
So you've been on lockdown all this time?
Off and on, yes. On the days that I've asked, we've happened to be on lockdown, which means either.
So he starts lying straight away, I think. So he says that they've been on lockdown. Or at the times when I should have called. So it's funny coincidence that, isn't it? That just at the times when he's supposed to contact his dad, he's on lockdown. That'd be an excuse that he's like one of those, how do you know when Stephan Sterns is lying? His mouth's moving. You know, he is a liar. He is a complete liar. And you just can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. I don't even think he registers that he's lying. You know, I bet he's one of those people that lies about everything, even silly little things, you know, like, so the thing is, I always think if someone will lie about a little thing that doesn't matter, you've got no chance when it comes to the important stuff, have you? So straight away he's saying, oh yeah, well, every time, you know, I've gone to ring you or I've wanted to ring you, we've been on lockdown every single time. Oh, and just to remind you, so this is May the 13th, this call. So it's a little while ago. Hopefully we'll get some more recent ones as time goes on.
Incident has happened, or they're just so understaffed that they have to lock everyone down. It's probably more to do with understaffing.
Yeah, they're so understaffed. They've just got to lock everyone down, probably to do with the staffing. I wonder how he's getting on in prison. Some part of me thinks I think he'd be quite happy in prison. You know, really, because he's a parasite, isn't he? He lives off other people. He's done it all his life. So in prison, as long as he's got his, Tamagotchi or whatever, because he likes all these bloody games, doesn't he? And Tamagotchis and Warhammer and stuff like that. Now, if he's allowed to have things like that, I don't know if he is or not. You just think, would it be any different from his real life, apart from the fact now he hasn't got Madeline to abuse? You know, will he find somebody else to abuse? Or, you know, I just think Stephan Sterns is that type that, I'm not saying prison will be easy for him. It won't be easy for him, but it won't be as bad as it might be for some people. Because I think with Stephan, as long as he's got his, as I say, he's you know, he's being looked after. He doesn't have to worry about money. You know, he's getting fed. If he's got his, I don't know, whatever he plays, his Xbox or whatever, and his Tamagotchis and all these things, who knows what he's got access to or not. I don't think it'd be that bad for him, because he's used to just, he's not used to being independent anyway. He's always lives off other people. So now he's just living off the state.
Okay. How you been?
Well, you know, had the world's shittiest birthday present, so.
God.
Yeah. And then you.
So his dad asks him, how have you been? I mean, what do you say to someone who's in prison on a murder and child P charge? What do you say? What sort of small talk conversation can you have? So he said, how have you been? He said, oh, I had the world's shittiest birthday present. Again, you'll find not once in this, not once do they ever, any of them, ever say, poor Madeline, whether he's, I'm not saying he should admit to it and say, oh, you know, I'm sorry I killed Madeline or whatever, but never once is there, oh, can't believe what's happened to Madeline. Who could have done something like that? Poor Madeline, what she must have gone through. Nothing. It's just like she never existed for these people. You know, it makes me so angry. So obviously that indicates guilt as well. He doesn't want to talk about Madeline. Now, if you weren't guilty, you'd be like, oh my God, when are they going to catch the person who did this? You know, they've got me, they've got the wrong person. This person's walking free. You'd be expressing regret for what happened to Madeline, not because you'd done it, but because it'd be awful what has happened to her. Because somebody did it. You know, it's just like in Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Didn't call, so I'm assuming because of changes that they prevented you from calling.
No, they were actually moving me around a lot, shuffling back and forth, so I was having to get my phone privileges jockeyed back and forth, which takes a little while. And then, like I said, the days that I was asking, we happened to be on lockdown on those days.
So they're moving him around a lot. Let me just listen. Moving them around. What did he say about his privileges?
So it's just been inconvenient back and forth, which takes a little while. And then, like I said, the days that I was asking, we happened to be on lockdown on those days.
And then you didn't call, so I'm assuming because of changes that they prevented you from calling.
No, they were actually moving me around a lot, shuffling back and forth, so I was having to get my phone privileges jockeyed back and forth, which takes a little while. And then, like I said, the days that I was asking, we happened to be on lockdown.
Oh yeah. So he had to get his phone privileges back, and then the days that he did ask, they just happened to be on lockdown. Why does he have to lie about everything? This guy is. He's a special guy, isn't he? Special, not in a good way.
On those days. So it's just been inconvenient.
Okay.
Very inconvenient timing. And then we were on lockdown all weekend. I wanted to call him on his birthday. I tried to call yesterday. I tried to call Saturday, and there's no going.
Oh, so it's been his mum's birthday. He didn't call on his mum's birthday because they were on lockdown. So all these days he's wanted to call, but just happened to be on lockdown. So even on his mum's birthday, but he had the shittiest birthday ever. Everyone feels sorry for Stephan because he had the shittiest birthday, didn't he? I mean, God, you know, nobody had a worse birthday than him. Not even Madeline, who was murdered on her birthday party day. Oh, no, but let's all worry about Stephan because he's had the shittiest birthday present, hasn't he? Poor guy.
Anytime, so. But I've been wanting to call. How have you been?
I'm trying to put this on speaker.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put this on speaker. Okay.
How have you been? Can you hear me?
Good. Can you hear us?
Yes. Is Mom there with you?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
What's that?
Stephan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Is Mom with you?
Hang on a second.
Okay.
No, I think his mum. Remember when they've been interviewed before, and on that night, that we're not sure exactly what until the trial, and we find out what the evidence police have got of where he was going. But remember, the dogs at his mum's house, his mum and dad's house. His dad was at the hotel, wasn't he? So his mum was at the house on her own, and the dogs alerted, didn't they, as if somebody was there. Probably was him. I mean, she had a lucky escape, I think, because you know what, Stephan Sterns, you couldn't put anything past him. I think if he would have broken into his mum and dad's house and his mum would have disturbed him, if he was stealing things or whatever, you couldn't put anything past this person. He is stone cold evil. He is evil. You know, it just is. You can. He all he cares about is himself, and I don't think even his mum, you know, it would. Who knows what he would have done? She's probably knows all that in her head anyway.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Stephan,
I can hear you. Yes. Can you hear me?
yes. Okay. I got some speaker.
Okay. Is Mom there?
Yes, mom's with me now.
Okay.
You can hear the poodles in the background, them bloody poodles. It's like, you know, because that's why he said he hated staying at his parents because of the poodles. But I bet them poodles hated him. But he's supposed to be an animal lover, isn't he? But, you know, I don't know, dogs can sometimes sense bad people.
Okay. Happy belated birthday, Mom, and happy belated Mother's Day.
Hi, sweetheart. I was so hoping to hear from you. I'm so glad I'm here.
So happy belated birthday and happy birthday and happy belated Mother's Day. So I didn't ring her on Mother's Day either. So, oh God. And then she said, thank you, sweetheart. You know, with the best will in the world, and as much as I understand when you love your son, you love your son. I don't know if I could have brought the word sweetheart to my mouth to speak to Stephan, but you know, she is his mum.
From you now.
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't able to call you all weekend. They had us on lockdown, so no one was able to do anything.
Were you expecting these charges?
No.
So his dad asked him, were you expecting these charges? So this was in May. So he'd been charged. Had he been charged for murder by them? You know, so his dad's trying to broach the subject, but I think we'll find that Stephan doesn't want to talk about it at all. But were you expecting these charges? No. Because he thought he was too clever, he thought he'd get away with it.
The murder charge.
Oh, well, we know you're not.
Okay. So you got blindsided by that.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, it's not true. You know, I never would have wanted her gone for any reason. So, you know, premeditated first degree is kind of a dick punch.
What? So he said he didn't want her gone for any reason. Now, I do believe that. I think there probably wasn't, you know, maybe it was an accident or maybe just a fit of anger. We don't know, do we? We don't know yet. You know, there's a speculation about actually what happened, you know, why, after all those years of abusing Madeline. And, you know, and I do think that, I mean, he was enjoying it. He was loving it. So, you know, did he lose the plot because she said she didn't want to do it anymore? Was she pregnant? You know, there's all this speculation, but until the trial and until we get to hear the official things, we don't know, do we? But So he's saying he'd have no reason to do that to her. So, but that, that doesn't mean, of course, that he didn't do it. Now, let me see if I can just
Yeah.
play that again.
Okay, so you got blindsided by that.
Yeah.
You got blindsided by that, Chris says.
Obviously, it's not true.
Obviously, it's not true. Obviously.
I never would have wanted her gone for any reason. So, premeditated first degree is kind of a dick punch.
A dick punch? I thought you said that. Well, no, he's horrible, isn't he? Just horrible. You might say that he's talking to his parents. So I don't know. It just seems wrong to me, the way he talked. So it was a dick punch. Well, I tell you what, I've seen his DICK, and oh God, I'm getting PTSD now from that. Oh God. So yes, it was a dick punch. Apparently, nice. He's nice, isn't he? So he's talking about the murder of his stepdaughter, really, or who he considered to be his stepdaughter, and he's calling it a dick punch. Thank you, Stephan. What a nice man. Everything he does, everything he says and he does just confirms what a twat he is.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering if you had any updates or anything.
Nope, we haven't heard a thing. Just, speculation that she's been
Hiding.
put in an institution and hiding in an institution.
So that's about Jen. So they've just heard speculation that she's hiding in an institution. Let's just listen to that again.
Her lawyer's request.
Yeah.
I mean, nope, we haven't heard a thing. Just, speculation that she's been
Hiding.
put in an institution and hiding in an institution.
Because they blame Jen for everything. It's all Jen's fault, according to them. Remember what Debbie Sterns said? They didn't like Jen because she was bisexual, bipolar, and something else. They real downer on Jen. They think she said, because she had a dream that Jen did it, not him, not her beloved Golden Balls. He's not done it, has he? Not Golden Balls, not her son. It's Jen. It's all Jen's fault. That's where it's a definite problem there, the way these parents treat this man, because they cannot accept, much as you might love your son, or daughter, or whoever it is, you've got to be realistic with things. They know. Well, they know from his past history, has got a history, hasn't he? So they know a bit about that. That he has done some strange things that supposedly they've helped cover up, like when he was videoing his roommate's girlfriend, and apparently he was doing that at Jen's as well, with her roommates. They've got to accept some responsibility, or on his behalf, accept that he's not he isn't Golden Balls. Oh my God, he's like revolting man.
At her lawyer's request.
Yeah.
I mean, are you cooperating with police about her participation in any of this stuff?
Oh my God. Are you cooperating with the police about her participation in any of this stuff? He's going to... Now, we have to... I know a lot of people out there think Jen is complicit, or she should be arrested, charged with something. I know a lot of you feel like that. But I think for them to try and... don't you think this is that they are going to try and throw Jen under a bus? I suppose it's a shame that the trial is so far away, because it'd be a long time before, it's another year before we're going to get justice for Madeleine. But at the end of the day, he is the one that had the images on his phone aren't they aware of that? Jen has not been arrested. So, and they took her phone. We saw her interview where she'd handed over her phone. She didn't have all these images on her phone. She didn't have anything like this on her phone. So, as much as she might be an idiot and maybe, she is guilty of child neglect or whatever, but she's not guilty of what he's guilty of. Because if she was, she would have been arrested by now. Because there would be some evidence somewhere that she had participated or had anything to do with it. So they're dying for somebody else to put the blame on, aren't they? Dying for it. I wonder if they've got their poodle ambulance back yet.
There's been no opportunity for me to cooperate with anything. As I understand, the police keep saying that I'm uncooperative, but they haven't asked me anything to cooperate with, so whatever that means.
So
Hi, little Miss Sunshine. Hi, Maria. Good morning to you. So, so he's saying that it's not a question of cooperating because they've not contacted him for anything. I mean, I think the thing is, in this case, my own personal opinion is they don't need Stephan's cooperation because they've got so much evidence. He has got nothing to bargain with. When we look at, say, the Samantha Murphy case, Patrick Stevenson, all he's got left is, Samantha's body has not been found, has it? So he's got a bargaining chip there to I don't know if eventually, if his lawyer advises him to, or if it comes to, when it comes to whether he's going to eventually disclose where Samantha Murphy's body is. That's like a bargaining chip, isn't it, that he's got? Stephan has got nothing. Zilch. Nada. Zero. Because the police, they found Madeline's body. They've got all that photographic evidence. I mean, even the stuff I've been sent is enough to, hang him, really. And I won't have been sent everything, all the evidence, because a lot of it is redacted. They've got all the phone and video evidence from his phone. They don't need to go what do they need to go and speak to Stephan about? What do they need to ask him? They've got all the phone data. They've got the CCTV. They probably know exactly where he was on that day. They've got the video of him with Madeline's body in his car. They've probably got forensic evidence by now. So the police don't need him to cooperate because they've got all the information they need. So he doesn't seem to realize that's actually not a good sign when the police aren't coming to talk to you, because they don't need to. He really, whatever he's got to say now, it doesn't matter because they've got the evidence.
your attorney isn't approaching them and saying, my client would like to speak with you?
No, my attorneys are pretty much saying to keep my mouth shut until the trial starts.
Oh, okay.
So he says his attorney is trying to tell him to keep his mouth shut till the trial starts. I've not the actual dates of the trial. Well, there's two trials, isn't there? Isn't the first trial next year? The trial about the, let's have a look. Let's check it out. It might be that the murder trial is in 2027, Chumba. So next February, no, they're both next year. I thought they were. So next February is the trial on SEX abuse. That's next February. And then it will be followed by a trial next September for murder. So both the trials will be next year. according to Court TV, and they know what they're talking about, don't they? Let's see if I can find the actual dates. Yeah, February, he'll first stand trial on dozens of charges of sexual battery of a minor and possession of child P. Then in September, he'll return to the same judge to stand trial on murder charges. Now, the thing is, when he goes back in September, if he's been found guilty in February, he's going to the same judge. He's definitely going to get the death penalty, this guy. Definitely, 100%. How can he not? How can he not? So, sorry, I'm just looking at some, things always come up. As soon as I look at one thing, you end up getting shown another thing. So, yeah, as I'm saying, the police have got so much evidence against him. They don't need to talk to him, do they? Apparently, they've got a video that shows him moving her body into the trunk. Moving her body from the front of the car or wherever she was in the car, sitting up. Bear in mind, this is the poodle ambulance that his parents want back. They've got video of it. So they don't need much more, really, do they? What's he going to say? It wasn't him. Let's just have a look at this video. If this is a short video, I'll play it briefly. Oh, no, it's quite a long one. So, yeah. So they don't need to talk to this twonk because they've got all the video evidence.
Okay. I don't know why they were going to wait till the trial, but that's their business, not mine.
They don't want anything to hurt my chances.
Yeah, understand. Okay.
Hey, what was Joey's last name?
Beltry?
Yeah, Veltri.
Joey Beltry? Beltry?
Beltry.
Beltry or Beltry?
Veltri with a V, like victory.
V.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, yeah, it's basically, obviously this confirms that they're artificially inflating everything up as high as they can possibly do it.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know
What'll stick.
what the plan is there. If they're just trying to scare me into pleading down, or I don't know.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They're just trying to hurt me as much as possible.
Are you able to share?
He's so pathetic, isn't he? He's just feeling sorry for himself. Just sorry for himself all the time. This awful man. God.
The Saturday night before you left for Kissimmee, you were pretty upset about something. Did they have to do anything within Kissimmee in the events that took place the next couple of days?
No.
No, they still can't mention her name, can they? Why is his dad not saying, you were upset about something? So I remember his dad said on the interview that he seemed really upset about something. And he's saying, did it have anything to do with the events in Kissimmee? You mean like Madeline's murder? Is that what you're talking about? Madeline's murder, the events in Kissimmee? I don't know why he even bothers asking Stephan anything, because Stephan wouldn't know the truth if it slapped him across the face. So what's the point in asking him a question when he's not going to tell you the truth anyway? But I mean this sincerely, if he was my son, and I think I would be trying to get information out of him about Madeline. And I would be mentioning Madeline's name, and I would be saying, what do you think happened to Madeline? What do you think happened to her? If you didn't do it, who do you think did it? Somebody did it. She didn't throw herself in that field on her own, dead. You know, and why do I would be? I know, maybe they're they're scared he's going to put the phone down. For God's sake, he's got nobody else to talk to. Who else is he going to be talking to? He's not even going to be one of those people, like Ted Bundy, who had like a fan club. He's not going to get a fan club because he's a child abuser. They don't get fan clubs like, serial killers do get fan clubs, unfortunately, get some right loopy women right into them and that. I don't think anybody would be right into Stephan Sterns. So he's got nobody else to talk to. So what's he going to do? Put the phone down on him? To me, if that was me, I would still be ringing. At the end of the day, it'd still be my son. I'd still be ringing him and concerned about his welfare. But I would be. Well, who do you think killed Madeline? I would be mentioning her name. Nobody wants to mention her name. His parents, they're just as psychotic as him in that. It's like Madeline doesn't matter. It's all, oh, Jen's bad. Jen's the baddie. Our son is golden balls. And Madeline, who's she? That's their attitude.
Okay.
No, I was just stressed out about money and job and everything like that.
Some woman got on a YouTube thing and said that you weren't even at the party.
Party?
Yeah, her birthday party.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. I went up there Sunday evening and got there after she was done at her party.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Pauline. Hi, Darren.
And we were very happy that I was there. We were very happy that the three of us were together. It was shaping up to be a great week and a great visit. There was.
So she was very happy. Again, maybe, I don't know if he even says Madeline's name once in this whole phone call, or that his parents do. But yeah, it was shaping up to be a great weekend. Yeah, because he thought he was gonna, get his end away with Madeline again, didn't he? So yeah, he thought it was going to be a great weekend. It was shaping up to be a great weekend. They were all happy he was there.
There's no reason for anything to happen that happened.
Is there some explanation of I came up Wednesday morning, met you at the hotel early in the morning, and is there some explanation why you left and went where you went?
I was driving around.
I was driving around. So Chris is very gingerly. Why is he being so cautious the way he talks to him? Just fucking tell him. Sorry, excuse my French. That's the whole point, isn't it? He's tripping. This guy is in prison for murder and multiple S offences. And his dad is treading on eggshells around him as it's still, like not to upset him. I won't care if I upset him now. He's in prison, can't do anything. So, upset him. Tell it like it is. Tell him. What's he walking on eggshells around him for? What?
Okay, understood you were driving around, but they know where you were driving around.
Yeah, they know where you were driving around. You were driving, just say it, Chris. Say it. Don't, pussyfoot around. God.
Yeah. Well,
And we know.
Okay. I had wanted to grab a few things, and
I just wanted to grab a few things. See what I mean? As soon as he opens his mouth, a lie comes out. What did he want to grab? Did he have Madeline in the storage facility then? I don't know. We don't know the exact, but the police know exactly where he was.
Get my ducks in a row.
Get my ducks in a row. Have you noticed about Stephan? He talks a lot in like phrases, like how can I explain it? You know, like you're saying that, what did he say before about his dick? Like a dick punch, or get my ducks in a row. We did a 68 or something, he said, or when that meant they turned around instead of going to the McDonald's. He comes out with a lot of these stupid phrases. Oh my God, just looking at this picture now, I swear his eyes were just blazing out at me there. He probably knows I'm talking about him. Maybe he's watching this video. You think they've got YouTube in prison? I just don't know. Who knows if they have or not. Anyway, I just felt like he was really, he's got that one evil eye, hasn't he? He's got those... he's got them weirdy evil eyes, one like that sort of look different and like typical of psychos. Anyway, I just felt then when I was looking at him, he was really glaring at me. But yeah, get his ducks in the row. I was just getting my ducks in a row. I mean, I know people use that expression, but is it really an appropriate expression in cases like this? He's full of these stupid expressions, isn't he? It's like he's living in his own world. I think, honestly, by now, he's probably talked himself into the fact that he didn't do it, because he's living in a different world to everybody else, isn't he? He's in his own little world, and he's probably already sort of talked himself into the fact that he didn't do it after all.
I prepare myself for whatever was coming, but I couldn't find what I was looking for.
I was to prepare myself for whatever was coming. That's about the most telling. I'm going to listen to that again.
Okay. Understood you were driving around, but they know where you were driving around.
Yeah.
And we know.
Okay. I had wanted to grab a few things and get my ducks in a row, kind of prepare myself for whatever was coming, but I couldn't find what I was looking for.
Okay.
So did he say I couldn't find what I was looking for? Is that what he said? Get my ducks in a row. Couldn't find what I was looking for.
And then I ended up just kind of driving around aimlessly.
Okay. I mean, you asked me to come up, and we hardly spent 35 minutes the entire time I was there throughout the entire day. And it's like, I wasn't sure why I was there. And then I was caught off guard by what happened later that afternoon, and obviously haven't seen you since.
Yeah, well, I just felt like I needed an ally there.
He said, I needed an ally there. So, because he asked his dad to go up there, didn't he? And now his dad's saying to him, well, look, we were only together for 35 minutes. So I wasn't sure why I was there. And he said, I needed an ally there. Why would he need an ally? Well, we know anyway. We know now why he needed an ally. And also, because his dad always comes in handy for paying for things, doesn't he?
Well, I wish you had come to me and talked to me about some stuff, and maybe we could have helped you out in some way, giving you some advice. But certainly, under the extenuating circumstances, what was later discovered obviously couldn't help you any further than what had already taken place. So the most logical thing would be to have, face up to it and have a conversation with the appropriate authorities or get an attorney or something. But be that as it may.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yep.
Well, we got a copy of your birth certificate for Sheila Marino and for your case. We're trying to get hospital records from the TBI, but Sarasota Memorial says you were never a patient there, so that was ridiculous because we know you were.
Yeah. And were you able to find my Social Security card?
Yes.
Good. I presume it was probably in that mouse toy box with everything?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't.
It's in my
No, I don't recall where it was, but it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't there, but.
I don't remember if you had confirmed or not. Were you able to find my watch?
No, we weren't.
So he's worried about his social security card and his watch. Were you able to find my watch? Sorry, it's not funny really, but what's he want a watch for? He's in prison. They tell him what time to get up, what time to go to sleep, what time lunch is. You don't need a watch, Stephan. To be honest, you're never going to need a watch ever again. So unless you were thinking maybe you'd sell it, I don't know. But what's he bothered about his watch for?
So
there was no popcorn box.
Little silver mouse
we already
toy.
had your social security card. So why did you think we need I already knew your number. I don't. Why did you think we need to find the card?
Just in case I was going to need it in the future.
He's on a different planet, this guy. Honestly. Just in case I might need it in the future. What's he going to need his social security card for? He really doesn't think he's in prison for life now, does he? Is he thinking, so he might need his watch, might need his social security card. So he's worried about this popcorn box that it was all in. I mean, he's definitely got issues. And that was interesting what they were saying about the hospital, because she said they tried to get his medical records and they're saying that you were never there in the hospital, which of course you were. So I wonder if this is to do with the head injuries that he sustained when he was a child, because are they going to try and bring that up at the trial, that this is why he's acting, done what he's done or whatever? They're going to, what are the defense going to come up with? What defense is there when the police have got so much evidence? That's what sort of surprises me, is that he's got to have a defense, and everyone's entitled to a defense, and he should have a defense. But what the hell that defense are going to do, I have no idea, because it just seems like there's so much evidence. What are the defense going to say? Oh, dear me. Yeah, maybe he wanted to put the alarm on his watch, for what time his execution is. Oh, dear Stephan. He might need his social security. Does he really think he's ever coming out of there?
Okay. Well, we have that.
How long I'm going to be here, if or when I'll ever be released, or if you guys are going to be around at that point. But, birth certificate, social security card might be things I'll need in that case.
If or when I'm ever going to be released, I might need my social security card. Oh, somebody, Chris sounds speechless, to be honest. I'm pretty speechless as well. He really doesn't think that he knows what was on his phone, for God's sake. He knows exactly what was on his phone, even if you think maybe he didn't murder her, or he thinks he can get away with that. He cannot get away with what's on his phone, and his bloody his winkle, his button mushroom's been photographed from all angles to show the wart that's on it, to identify it and it's if that's in the pictures, there's so many pictures of his button mushroom and all the distinguishing marks on it, let's say. Oh God, I've reminded myself of it again. So even just from that, if you even didn't think about the actual murder charge, you can get the death penalty just for that in Florida, for those, don't have to murder somebody for what he's been charged with those sexual battery offences on a minor. You can get the death penalty just for that, never mind the murder. So obviously he can't have two death penalties, he can only get one. But doesn't he know that? Doesn't he know that? Surely he knows that. And he thinks he thinks he's going to need his social security card. He never had a job before. What makes him think he's going to get a job now? God, he's delusional, this guy.
Well, you know, the penalty for the crimes you have been charged with carry a minimum 40-year sentence. So obviously we're going to be gone. Rick will be gone. We'll all be gone.
Well, there you go. He's trying to good. So at least he's trying to make him see the reality of it. That it's a minimum 40-year sentence. That's if he's lucky. You probably won't want to say to him, well, you might get the death penalty. He's saying that they'll be gone. Rick will be gone. That must be his older brother. So his older brother is maybe, is he at least 15 years older than him? So, because he's 40, isn't he, or just under? And he looks older, but he's 38, I think, something like that. So if he gets a 40-year sentence, he's going to be 78. He ain't going to need his social security card unless he's going to get a job at McDonald's or something.
I mean, we're sad about that, obviously, because there won't be anybody here for you when you come out.
Yeah, you know, and I'll be lucky if I have another 40 years left in me either, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I guess everything sticks.
Let me just listen. What did he say?
I mean, we're sad about that, obviously, because there won't be anybody here for you when you come out.
Yeah, you know, and I'll be lucky if I have another 40 years left in me either, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I guess everything sticks.
So he's not thinking that he might be there in 40 years, but he could easily be still alive in 40 years because, you know, people live, he's going to have comfortable life in prison. You know, no, prison's not great, don't get me wrong, and nobody wants to go to prison, but he's not going to have any worries. He's going to get fed regular. He's going to be, anytime he's ill, he'll be straight around the hospital. You know, they do get looked after more than people, you know, even though obviously nobody wants to be in prison and have their liberty taken away. But the plus side of it is you do get looked after, you know, and prisoners quite often live really long lives, you know, if they don't get like cancer or anything like that, because he's in prison and he'll get medical treatment. I mean, God, he won't have to pay for his medical treatment. In America, everybody else who's out of prison, they have to pay for their medical treatment unless they've got insurance. He won't have to pay for it. Yeah, and it is very sad. Like when Chris said that, and you think about that, they won't ever see him again, except in court, will they? You know, or on video calls, or if they go and visit him in prison. You know, that's it now. This boy, for the rest of their lifetime, because they're older, of course, they're not going to, I say this boy, he's still their boy. They're not going to see him again. I don't know if they'll be happy about that or sad, but I suppose it's a bit of each. They're probably sort of relieved that he's not their problem anymore. But at the end of the day, you cannot take away from the fact he is their son.
I wish there was a way that, you know, you and I can have a conversation, all of us could have a conversation to understand what's taken place, how this came about, how you arrived here, because it would help us better understand the situation, because we're at a loss for understanding how all this came about. I mean, we're just totally baffled.
Well, I didn't start it.
Oh, you didn't start it, but you participated in it.
I didn't start it, he said. I didn't start it. Who started it then? Jen or Madeline, probably. He's probably going to say that Madeline led him on when she was 8. But that's what he said. He said, I didn't start it. And then Chris was right in there and said, you didn't start it, but you participated in it. That's like,
Oh, you didn't start it, but you participated in it, which is just as bad as not starting it, but that's for another day. Again, I don't know if
details or anything, but, you know, I mean, if you'd like to schedule a visit with me or something, maybe we can find some way to talk.
I don't know. I think we're always going to be recorded, so there won't be an opportunity to do that. Now, we have to make arrangements for you to sign off on a power of attorney so we can do something with this car.
Yeah.
And I would have to bring a document over. They won't even let.
God, he's obsessed with the car. He's obsessed with the car. Let's get the car sorted out. As long as we get the car sorted out, forget the fact that Madeline, who they still haven't mentioned her name, they probably go, you know, don't forget Stephan's mum said she was precocious. You know, she's probably responsible for all this in their eyes. They're going to try and blame Jen and Madeline for all of it. And, you know, I honestly do not think Jen had anything to do with it. I do think she was negligent or whatever, but, you know, I think if Jen was going to be arrested, she would have been arrested by now. I'd be very surprised if Jen ever gets arrested for anything. So what's he going to come out with? You know, he's saying, oh, maybe we could find somewhere to talk if you came and visited me. What does he think he's going to, what story is this guy going to come out with? He's going to come out with some complete story. You just know it.
Let me see you. I would just hand it to the classification officer. He would bring it in, you sign it, they would notarize it, give it back to me, and I would leave.
Okay. I think I just got the 1 minute warning.
Okay.
So yeah, give them whatever you need, and I'll sign whatever I need to sign. In the meantime, I'll try to call back in the next couple of days and we'll talk some more. If you wouldn't mind putting a little more money in my commissary as well.
Boom. That's the reason he's phoning. You go through all the crap, this, that, and the other. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind putting a little bit more money in my commissary as well. That's the reason he's phoning. It all comes to that in the end. Money. Wants more money. I mean, don't prisoners get paid something? Do they have to work and they get paid? I don't know. I've never been in prison, but I have this feeling that the prisoners do get paid something if they do the work that they do, the cleaning, or do they get jobs in the prison? I don't know. I'm not saying they earn a fortune. I know they don't earn loads of money, but they normally get a little bit of money. Because what would you do if you were in prison and you didn't have mummy and daddy to put some money, a little bit more money in your commissary? That's why he's phoned him this day. It's nothing to do with anything else. Don't care about his mum's birthday. Doesn't care about Mother's Day. All he wants now, he wants a little bit more money in his commissary for whatever. Now, I don't know, do they use it does he smoke? Or is he getting a vape, you know, the vape from the vape shop, the story of the vape shop? Or, you know, will he spend his money on? Contraband, or maybe to pay people to not beat him up, or, you know, who knows what he needs the money for. But see, he's like asking for money again. But listen to Chris now.
All right, I can't do much stuff because we are really, when I say dead ass broke, I mean dead ass broke, but I'll do what I can.
Okay, I appreciate
that could change, but right now, for the next 30 days, we are definitely in lockdown.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, all right. I'll try to get over there within the week to get the POA taken care of. Yeah,
now, so, you know, at the end of the day, Chris is saying, oh, we're, broke or whatever. He's probably, as he's saying that, he's transferring some money into his account, because you can tell he's bailed him out so many times. He's not going to say no to him. And in a way, I understand that, because, thing is, you want your children to be happy, don't you? So whatever age they are. So they always, that's that saying, isn't it? You're only ever as happy as your unhappiest child. So, you know, their older son, he seems to have made a life for himself, etc. But they're never going to be happy while they've got Stephan to worry about, you know. And they will be worrying about him in prison, of course they will. And they know that they're never going to see him again, not in a normal way, only in court or from a prison visit or whatever. So, you know, it must be hard on them in a way. And you know what? I could feel sorry for them if they were just nicer about Madeline and not so obsessed with their bloody poodle wagon and their cars and themselves. If they even just mentioned Madeline's name and said that poor little girl, what she went through, whatever, whoever did it, or what she, you know, just that total lack of empathy for Madeline stops me from feeling sorry for them.
Okay. There's a 15-minute cooldown before I can call back. I'll see if I can call back again. If not, I'll try to call back in the next couple of days.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay. All right. I love you. Bye.
Bye.
Love you, bye. And that was it. So, yep. I don't know. Oh, I don't know what that is. You know, I don't think, in my opinion, and I know people have got different opinion, I don't think Jen played any part in it except for just being totally, and also because we don't know if Jen was drugged. That'd be something interesting. I would not be surprised if Jen had been double medicated by Stephan. He's got history of slipping things into people's drinks. You know, when he was at high school, he was putting SEMEN in girls' drinks. I mean, he's disgusting. He's a disgusting person. He really is a disgusting person. You know, everything he does is disgusting. And what any woman would ever see in him, I just don't know. I don't know. Because you know what? He's not even, he's a, like, what can I say? The women, even, you know, he's had girlfriends, not only Jen, other girlfriends. But what do they see in him? He's so pathetic, isn't he? You know, he's like, they say, oh, whiny, whiny, whiny. Is it women who are looking for someone to mother? I don't know. You know, I don't want to mother someone, thank you very much. You know, I want someone to look after me. I don't want to be looking after anybody else, certainly not someone like Stephan Sterns. But I suppose maybe for some women, they do like that. They like that weirdy lost boy, sort of whiny, oh poor me, and not working as well, you know, like not working, and you end up working and keeping them. Sorry, no thank you. If someone can't keep, I don't want someone to keep me. That's not what I want. But I don't want to keep anybody else. So I just want to keep myself, thank you. And, you know, I like that, my independence, but I'm not keeping somebody else. So anyway, awful. I don't know. Hi, Jem. Yes, hopefully Madeline is in a better place. So, well, she couldn't be in much of a worse place, could she, than what she was suffering with Stephan. But of course, you know, it's very complex, isn't it? But oh yeah, she'd definitely be in a better place. I'm sure about that. I am sure about that. But we still, it doesn't matter because we want justice for her. That's the thing. We want justice for Madeline, and he's not going to get away with it. And just listening to him there, you know, asking about his watch and his social security card. You know, he'd be asking about his bus pass next, or his, you know, his season ticket to the football or something. What planet is he on? that he thinks he's ever going to need these things again. And to be fair, at least Chris did try and say that to him, that your minimum sentence is going to be 40 years. He did sort of remind him of that. Stefan's in a dream world, isn't he? He's just in a dream world. Do you know who reminds me a bit of? What's his name? Lacey Peterson's husband, Scott Peterson. He's a bit like that. It's like in this dream world. He's not like registering what's going on, It's like in his own head, he is innocent. I really think in his own head he'll have talked himself into the fact that he never did anything, But things might come out, we've got to wait and see. Maybe he has got things to say about Jen, but I think he would have said them already. He would have said them already, and if there was any evidence against Jen whatsoever, she would be now, as we speak, arrested, I think. So unless something comes out later, or maybe she's in a sanatorium or something, and they can't arrest her, there's probably a lot of things we don't know. So, yeah, Mello, more pocket money, Dad. Yeah. Hi, Angie. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Yeah, I don't know. So that's it. So that's it for that phone call. I'm sure that, there'll be more, I expect, coming out as time goes on. Just, what does he need his watch for? I feel like sending him a watch. I feel like sending him a present, sending him a watch, like your time's running out, like something like that. Tick tock, your time's running out, Stephan. If he wants a watch so much, I feel like sending him one. Yeah. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow, definitely tomorrow night for Members Live. And maybe in the morning, you never know, we'll see what's happening. I definitely want to do an update on what's going on in the Delphi murders. That's another, God, honestly, truth is so much stranger than fiction, isn't it? That's why once you start taking an interest in true crime, you can't go back to daft TV programs and stuff, because this is real life. This really happens. There really are people like this. How many other Madeleines are there out there? How many? It's scary, isn't it? So, you always hope that one of these cases might make a difference to somebody else. Maybe the coverage of it will make somebody, be brave enough to come out and, it's like that case that we talked about this morning, the catfisher. This is how these abusers work. They work with terrifying people, threatening them, blackmailing them. But do you know what? Sometimes they work with love as well. I think that grooming process that goes on, it's like, I think Stephan would have thought of himself as almost like Madeleine's boyfriend, and would have, because he's like a child himself, isn't he? It was like, it's not always through aggression that abuse happens. So it did it, obviously, in the end, something snapped with Stephan. But, the probably for a lot of the time that he was abusing her, he was doing it with love, probably. In his idea of love, I'm talking about like perverted idea of love. And, young girls, they're easy to manipulate. And manipulators like Stephan, he shouldn't be, he's manipulated everyone. So not only Jen, but, also his parents, also Jen's ex-partner. People liked him, except, Jen's mum didn't like him, did she? So she seemed to see through him, but it didn't save Madeleine, did it, unfortunately? Anyway, I'm going. So take care. And I'll see Jem. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God always go with you. And yeah, light our candles for all those Madeleines out there who need somebody to be thinking about them, praying for them. And let's hope, you know, some Madeleines get saved at least. Bye.